Американская фирма Transceptor Technology приступила к производству компьютеров «Персональный спутник».
Attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Feeling like a double rhyme double on a heavenly level. Bang the bass, turn up the treble. Flying for my day and night all the time. 714, flies the line. Maniac, radiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James. Attack, and you don't want that.
That wasn't a great fade at the exact time that I needed. And let me make sure I can turn off my music so it doesn't continue. Hey, everybody, all you wonderful people around the world, good day, good evening, good mornings. I am Coach Randall. I'm one of the senior coaches here at Mastermind. And we are in the Mastermind Business Academy. And I'm so excited to see all of you guys here. How many of you are excited to be here? I see 2 people are excited. So there's no one in Mastermind is excited to be like nobody. Like nobody's raising their hands, nobody's smiling, nobody's really engaged, no one's playing full out. Definitely not Glenda, Kritzana, no, Tessa's not, Natasha's not. Helen's just like, I'm just Helen. I don't even have a last name. Donna Sad is almost excited, but Tristan True? Tristan, you're definitely not excited. You're not excited enough to be here. And it's so good to see all of you. I am joking. We have a full day here. This is one of our first workshops in this new formatting. And I tell you what, the enhancements keep coming. We don't believe in stopping because that's, you're stopping, you're dead. So we continue to innovate. led by this dynamic team of Tony and Dean. And it's just so incredibly encouraging to see each and every one of you here on a week or the week of our holidays here in the States, actually around the world. Folks celebrate Christmas all around the world because everybody believes in Santa. And if you don't, there's something wrong with your head area. So stop it. Okay. Santa's real. He brought me stuff and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have each and every one of you here. And there's a couple things that I wanted to share with you as we get going. One, this is a workshop format. It's a workshop format. This is not a sit back and relax and listen to the facilitator teach us format. You guys should know better than that, being MBA. You guys are all vets here, and some of you guys are new, and gals all around the world. Grace is getting ready. She's putting her hair up. She's ready to work, baby. I love it. I love it. It's so good to see so many wonderful. Hey, Rami, haven't seen you in a while, brother. What's happening? So good to have you here, man. It's going to be a blast. I want you guys to play full out in the chat. You know how we do. I mean, I don't need to go over that piece of it because that's how we rock and roll. That's how we get the energy up. That's how we get the information that Laurie's going to bring forward to each of us to make it such a magical time together. We have about a little bit under 3 hours because we're going to leave about 2 or 3 minutes beforehand because I have a class right after this, and some of you will be in there, so we want to make sure that we can do that transition. I just wanted to make you aware of that. Another thing too, as it relates to your names in the box there. Make certain that your name is there. It's really important as we move forward with this new iteration of Mastermind that we make certain that we know who's in the rooms. And this is what we actually would request, is that at least your first name and a last initial is in the box. And when you have an opportunity, make certain that you change it inside of your Zoom account, not just in the rooms that you go into, because it'll keep changing back to what it is now if you don't change it in your settings in your Zoom account. If you don't know how to do that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm kidding. Just go right into your settings inside of Zoom, zoom.us, or however you access Zoom, and look for your profile or your settings. And you can just update it right there. It'll ask you what is the name, and you'll see the name that you have now, and then update it and make sure that you have your first name and initial at least, or the first and last name. That's super important. Two, this is going to be a very large workshop. Over 150 people have registered. We're already at 97. I expect more to come in soon. So please do me a favor. Do not unmute unless Laurie has you on mute. Okay? Please don't, because it can get I've been in rooms where there's 600, 700 people, some 800 people sometimes, and it gets really confusing if there's noise and things like that in the background, right? Some of us are exercising, some of us are cooking, some of us are driving. Just turn your camera off for that brief second, because this is what it looks like when people are trying to concentrate and learn. It's like all this stuff going on. So please just cover the camera and then open it back up. I would love to see all of your faces, and I know that gives energy to our speaker as well as she goes forward. One thing I wanted to share with you, and one of the reasons why I chose that song as we get into this this workshop, that was a group called Snap. That was a song back in the early 90s. It was right when I was starting management, actually. And I remember this in particular. I was thinking about it this morning, what I would share with you guys as we opened up. And I don't know if you know this or not, but that song was covered by two groups at the exact same time. Listen to this. Same background, same lyrics, same arrangement, same music, but just different leaders, right? And both of them hit #1, same year. A lot of you are concerned about, hey, I don't have what, someone would deem that's valuable. I don't know if I can do this. Listen to me. It has been done on multiple occasions. No one is you. Your representation and how you show up in the marketplace is unique to you. So it's going to be very important that you recognize that and go forward with your best version. That's all that's necessary in this business. That's what's important. I want to make sure that you understand it, because I don't want any of you to leave 21 feeling like an imposter, because you're not. You're uniquely you. You are absolutely ready for this change. You're ready for this next phase of your life. You're ready for this next year. And I want to make certain that you know that anything that you need as far as the tools, the expertise, and things of that nature, there are coaches here, there are support systems here, there's tech here. None of you have the, and I'm going to just say this word, none of you have the excuse anymore to be stuck. That's gone. That's gone. Dean and Tony have worked very hard to make certain that we are not only listening to what you're saying, but we're also paying attention to the marketplace and what's needed. And that's why the academy continues to grow and continues to change, continues to shift. Because you guys are important. What you're doing, what you're putting together, it's important. And I want you to know that there is nothing that we wouldn't do to make certain that you realize the dream that you signed up to create for your audience. Make certain that you know what it is. Make certain you know that you can do it. Because to be really honest, we've done it. We've done it multiple times, multiple different genres, multiple different niches, business, existing business, brand new business. How many of you know there is really no thing that is new under the sun? There's nothing new. It's just your take on it, Trista. It's your take on it, Sal. Janet, is your take, how you present the information. Your unique abilities is what's going to show up in the marketplace. That's what's going to differentiate you. And we have all the tools and all the things that we need and that you need to make sure that it's a reality. That cool? I'm going to get off my soapbox now because I can talk to you guys forever. And I'm looking for my leader. She hasn't got in the room yet. So I'm going to make sure, because there was another link that was floating around as well. If you guys give me a moment, I want to make sure that I check on Laurie and make sure that she is okay. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves really quietly. And then what did you tell you in school? Just speak quietly. Jimmy, you have the room. Sal, I'm leaving you in charge. Keep him in check, buddy. I'll be back in 1 second. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Hold on 1 second. And she hasn't come in. Oh my goodness, you wish you had my vocal talents. It's very hard won. It's like something that I've really like crafted over the years. Don't get me to start bantering. I want to figure out where Laurie is. But this is what I'd like to do. Name of the song is called The Power. The Power. That's the name of the song. This is what I'd like to do. I don't have I don't know where Laurie is. And I do see that there was another link. So let me make sure. You guys give me a second. I'm going to actually go off camera for 1 moment. I'll be right back.
Let's go. Make no excuses now. I'm talking here and now. I'm talking here and now. Let's go. Your time is running out. I'm talking here and now. I'm talking here and now. It's not about what you've done, it's about what you do. It's all about where you going, no matter where you've been. Let's go.
remember, thanks for that. Thanks for being patient, guys. I remember when I started here. Just tell you a really quick story. It'll take like 60 seconds. Then when I started here, this what's happening right now was my biggest fear. I used to, on days that I had to facilitate, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep because this would happen. And it has happened on multiple occasions. You guys may not know it, but I know it. It's happened on multiple occasions where we had different links, or this is what the most prevalent thing was, or the thing that was most amazing to me is there were links that just simply broke. It just broke. Zoom is like, nah, I'm not gonna work. And you're sitting there pressing it, and it's sitting there looking at you. What would you guys do? Put it in the chat. What would you do? Oh, I could teach the model. You know I could. There's Laurie right there. Oh, I could teach the module, but I want to make certain that you get it from my friend Laurie. And I'm going to let her in real quick so we can get started. And again, I apologize. You guys know this is not normal. But I want to make sure that we are taken care of. And I want to make sure that Laurie's taken care of as well. I hope she's okay. 1 second. She's logging in. I want to make that adjustment there. See her beautiful face in a moment. Excellent. Look at you guys. I love it. It's so calm. I love Mastermind so much. Most people would have been screaming, I hate this place. I want, but look at Diane. I hate this. What is going on right now? This is so good. What would you do? We say, how do you do AI? It says, well, wait. I wouldn't wait. That's why I got back on. I'm like, I can just talk to you guys. I can certainly teach it, but I can just talk to you. I want to make certain that you know that your time is invaluable. It's valuable to me. It's valuable. But I'll make sure also too that you have what you came here for. Look right here. I know you're here, Laurie. She's getting in. All right. You can come on up to the stage, my friend. So good to see you. These people have been waiting so patiently, and they're the best audience that we have. There's 120 of you wonderful people in the room ready to learn. And we'll bring Laurie up. And let me bring her profile there. All right. This is so good.
Hello, everybody.
There she is. Hey, Laurie.
Who's excited to be incredibly flexible today, as you've already were. And I sincerely appreciate your patience, and I was sincerely in the wrong time zone. I'm currently in Europe, so I super appreciate this. And the mindset that you've been having over the last 60 minutes is exactly the right mindset that we need for this specific amazing workshop, because it is going to be the best ever before movie that we're going to create together in the next 2 hours and 45 minutes. We are going to talk about time as well, by the way, this part of our workshop. So it's quite ironic, and who's willing to just believe it has to happen like it is today, and we're just going to make the best out of it no matter what. Am I in the group? Who's going to make it best no matter what the external circumstances create? Yes or no? I see so many people on camera. I absolutely love it. You're all waving. For everybody who's not yet on camera, we love to see your beautiful faces. This is an interactive situation where we're going to create the best time ever together live. All right, so Randall, have you already shared some beautiful things, or can we just dive right in?
We can launch in, sister. We're ready for you.
We're ready. All right, so just to warm up, and I know that Randall already did this, can we put in the chat where you are tuning in from today? Like, what is the place that you're tuning in from today? I'm currently in the Netherlands. As I said, I'm in Europe, European time. Where are you tuning in from right now? What do we got? Fort Lauderdale, Paris. Okay, so we have some Europeans over there. New York, California, Wyoming, Germany, driving, Edita. Oh my God, you make it work no matter what. England, Massachusetts, Florida. Oh my God, Palm Beach, UK. Oh my God, South Africa. Kirsten, welcome, welcome. This is so cool. Isn't it cool that right now we are literally all over the world? New Zealand, Finland, UK, Toronto. Oh my God. All the way. And what we're going to talk about today is wherever you are, like physically in the world, but maybe also mentally, right? Wherever you are right now, wherever you feel that you are right now. If you feel that you're overdoing the expectations that you created for yourself in 2024, or that sometimes, and you can wave a little slowly, if sometimes you feel that you're not there yet, that you're not there where you feel that you need to be, or you want to be, or you expected yourself to be. Even though you find yourself in the most impactful group possible on earth, like being on the lead with Donnie and Teen, like, can we just give a round of applause and being grateful for that first and foremost, for these people working so hard to create this atmosphere. But that even though you're part of this incredible group, you still feel you're not there yet. Right? I hope you saw, by the way, and I always put my view on gallery because I truly want to see your beautiful face. I don't want to stare at my own face the whole time. But when I ask this question, I'm going to do this one more time. I don't want you to look at yourself. I want you to look at your peers around you. Who here sometimes feels behind? Not there yet. Not exceeding the expectations that you set for yourself. Oh my God, you're so alone here. Do you see that? And this is the fun part, because I can also ask you, behind on what? Behind on whom? Expecting what? Right? The beauty is we craft the expectations ourselves. We can be our own biggest fan, but we can also be our most interesting liability, so to speak. And what we're talking about today is how are we going to create the before movie of 2025? And this title is crafted very, very specifically, very, very intentionally as well. Because as impact makers, and just to verify we're like truly, truly like all connected, even though we're on different places of the world and somehow we sometimes feel behind. Who here knows that 2025 is going to be even more impactful than what already happened in 2024? I see you, Sal. I see you, Grace. I see you, Sheen. I see you, Robin. I see you, Jennifer. These are enthusiastic, you know. This is going to be the year that's the most magnificent, magnetic, big, ambitious as it's ever been. And, you know, maybe some of you have already met. I see a lot of new faces, but I help this team with public speaking lessons, with speaking skills, with magnifying your impact, not just one-on-one, but one-on-many. And when we're talking about stories, when we're talking about a vision, when we're talking about a before movie, what we're truly talking about is how can we leverage storytelling? How can we leverage storytelling not just by connecting and influencing our audience, but how can we leverage that to connect and influence ourselves? Who's excited in the next, let's say, 2.5 hours to truly connect with you? With you, not the you with your fears, not the yous with the yes, I feel behind, not with the you with all the expectations that one mind can come up with, but with the you you're designed to be, with the real Dawn you that's within, that's why you're here, that's the gift that you're here to share with others. Who's ready to connect with you, who you really are, but then also take it a step further and influence you to actually do the work. I see you, Diana. You're like, that's what I'm here for. Jennifer, Tanya, Robin, you're the trailblazers. You all, it's 30th of December. You could have done so many things. You could have even thought, 15 minutes. Pah, I'm going to quit. But you're not like that. You're the ones who stick through when it's getting hard. That's who you are. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You're going to design. You're going to design the stories of 2025. This is not a goal-setting exercise. We all can set goals. I'm sure you're really good at that. Maybe even better than me. Probably better than me. And Randall combined. And I really appreciate Randall. Like, he is amazing. But this is about storytelling. This is about creating stories and connecting with the subconscious mind. This is us crafting a vision that we start to feel, that we start to believe, that we can go over in our head over and over and over again, like a movie. So we're not just waiting for the after movie so we can look back upon life and see what cool stuff we've already done. We're consciously crafting our before movie so we know what's ahead. So we know who we need to be. And we know what we need to do to make that happen. On a scale of 1 to 10, put it in the chat. Who's excited to go on this transformational journey and to really become the person? Oh my God, I see some hundreds, I see some 33s. I see some 10, 100,000, 10 pluses, 100%. Oh my God, we are in the right group. We are in the right group, you all. Thinking about stories the entire time, absolutely amazing. And we're going through different phases today. We're not just listening to this. We're gonna ponder and do some work today. And this is going to be the most transformative. We're going to get into different squats, different breakout rooms, and you are going to share these things together. This is a real specific crafted workshop, right? So every step goes built on each other. So who's committed to stay the entire time? Ray is super committed. Jay, sorry. Christiana, so good. So good. All right, and we're gonna start with phase number 1, and you might want to wind this down. I choose the language that we're sharing very consciously, by the way, so I would love for you to write it down, this word, and feel what the words do to you. Phase number 1, what we're here for right now is what was already absolutely epic. You might want to write this down. What was already absolutely epic? And I see some people speaking it out, which will help you because, and this is going to be a little reminder, as you know, crafters of our own story, which we all confirmed with, we still have to work with this. It's our monkey brain. And I'm asking you, and let's see who's going to be first in the chat. We have a lot of points to share. I always love to share 10 points. The person who's going to put it first in the chat gets the 10 points. Is the monkey on our shoulder, who represents our primal brain, mainly focused on A, thriving, or B, surviving? A or B? Oh my God, you all are amazing. Oh, we had a lot of survivals already. Who was the first? Raymond, I hope you're getting the 10 points. They're coming to you in 3, 2, 1. You have to catch them. It's about receiving too, right? Playing full out and receiving. About surviving. So when we are creating the vision of 2025, where we're leaning into the next level version that we know we are meant to be, that Tina always talks about, we still have this, let's say, friend who's reminding us and maybe sharing words like, you don't have enough time for that. Crazy. You're way too old. You're way too young. The people out there will think you're crazy. They're probably right, by the way. I really would love to hear some dreams that other people will say, oh my God, you're completely crazy. I'm crazy too, and I think it's a pretty cool group. So don't be afraid of being crazy sometimes, you know, all the time. It will come up with thoughts like fill in the blank, right? So in order for us to focus on, let's say this, it isn't easy being perfect. This perfect, imperfect, authentic version of you that's the most magnetizing and radiant and amazing, the real raw you. We need to help our monkey brain to look at everything that already went well, to stock up all those beautiful memories, all the things that are already going great in your life. So we start to build from that moment. We start to build from that energy. Do we see why this is so important? That we have to calm the monkey brain and we have to up level from a place of, I'm already epic. I'm already doing amazingly epic things. And I just forgot some because my monkey was so busy with surviving that it kind of forgot all the cool stuff. And how we're going to do that, and this is going to exercise, we're going to dive right in, okay? Is who here has a mobile phone, a mobile phone in your own reach? If you have it, please put it in your screen and wave with it. So when we see a lot of waves, we know that we can continue with explaining the exercise. I want some waves. I see a lot of waves. Oh my God, you're all playing full out. This is amazing. Some wavings. Come on. I see you all. Petty, Anubia, Natalia, share the wave. Come on now. Your mobile phone. We're looking for it. When you have your mobile phone, what I would love for you to do is to go through your photo gallery, and what you're going to do is you're going to scroll through the photos that you see from last year, from whole 2024. You're just going to get 5 minutes. I'm going to explain it in a minute completely so you know you have complete clarity. You have 5 minutes to scroll through all the photos and then to pick 3 magic moments. There you go, Jacqueline. Arizona Mastermind. Select 3 photos. 3 photos that represent magical moments. We'll put some music. You get 5 minutes. And I really want you to scroll through them, to see them, and to remember them. To remember the magical moments that already happened in your life in 2024. Those beautiful memories that your monkey brain kind of put on the back corner, the back seat. Because you had all these things to take care of too. Groceries, the kids, the to-do list, the social media challenge. All the things that you had to do. But then sometimes we forget the magic of life, you know? We forget those beautiful, beautiful moments. So go through your phone, your photo gallery, maybe they're on your laptop, and scroll through them. Maybe it was a mastermind. Maybe it was a meal you had, found conversation. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small, but it feels big. And when you run through your camera roll, gallery, photo album, Focus on your heart as well. Just feel it. Feel the beauty. All the things you've already done. All the experience that you already had. All the memories you already made. I know that picking 3 is a hard one. Don't be perfectionistic about it. Just pick one. This is fun, you know? This 3 hours is fun. 2025 is going to be fun. This is the energy that we're going to dive into it. What are your 3? And I know that some of you have a lot of help by me talking, so that's why I do this. If this is distracting to you, you can just lower the volume. That's simple. You have complete control. So what are those moments? I see Agnes smiling. She's getting reminded of this beautiful. Look at her. Be it some people in your life that are there, have been there. Look at all those smiles and feel it, you know? Let's not shy away from feeling it for a moment. We're over halfway. Just keep scrolling. Keep indulging yourself in those beautiful moments. Remind yourself what already went. Epically amazing. 2024. What a magic that we forgot about. When you feel so grateful, so good about scrolling, feel free to show that on your face too, you know? You might be sitting, but we can use the facial muscles. There are a lot there. The more we practice them, the more we will use them later too. I see Alexandra already put it in the chat. Feel free to share it, you don't have to. More than 1 minute. What are all those beautiful, beautiful moments? There you go. The last 30 seconds. When scrolling, what are going to be your 3? There you go. Sharing it in the chat or sharing it on the screen. We're going to do another exercise with it. No worries, you're able to share it. It's so good, right? To remember all the beauty. There you go, Anita. Live with Tony Robbins. Being there live on an event. Beautiful, beautiful. With an enthusiastic wave. Who feels so much better than just 5 minutes ago by just going through your camera roll, right? And who found with a really enthusiastic wave, let's hype it up a little bit, with a really enthusiastic wave, who selected 3 photos? Right? Oh, beautiful. Kevin, Lisa, Glenda. Beautiful, beautiful. And what we're going to do here, and I just want to, before I'm going to explain what we're going to do, I want to share the importance or emphasize the importance. Because for us to be in the state where we're going to create a vision, this is not an intellectual exercise. Okay, of course we're going to go through some graphs. Of course we're going to make some plans. Of course we're going to make some commitments, because can we agree that without scheduling it won't be real? Without prioritizing it or committing to it, it won't happen. But this is not an intellectual exercise to become that before movie, to indulge ourselves in the emotions, to create the experience, to create the vision. We need to feel it. And how can we better feel it than remembering what amazingness we've already done? So what we're going to do in a minute, we're going into breakout rooms of 3 to 4 people, right? So depending in what room you are, you will see either 2 other people or 3 other people. And what you're going to do are 3 steps. How many steps? Say it out loud. 3 steps. If you ever had the thought, I'm not smart enough, you're full of crap. You're so smart. You had a 100% score already on this whole 30 minutes that we're together. So you'll be in a breakout room. And what you're going to do is first step, is what I call brag time. You're going to just share those 3 photos. You're just going to brag about how epically amazing that was. Right? So step number 1 is what? You can put it in the chat. Step number 1 is brag time. There you go, Sean. 10 points for you, man. 3, 2, 1. There you go. It's brag time, right? And I know, and this is because I have it, not because of all of you, but I want to be vulnerable and honest in this place right now, is I sometimes have a thought. It's not that great, you know? I mean, I was live with Tony Robbins. I saw just Anita, but I was just live with an in-person event with 3 people. And you start to downplay your own brags because other people might be better than you in your expectational mind. But what step 1 is really all about is owning it like crazy. Like bragging it. If you feel uncomfortable doing it for yourself, pretend that it's someone else. Can we agree that we're going to brag like bragging? And we're going to share it from an amazingness place where you just own what's so epically amazing already. I love that. So now we're going to step number 2. Step number 2, and you can put it in the chat, is what I call hype it up. Step number 2, what is it about? Put it in the chat. Who's going to score 10 points? Who's going to be first? Come on now. Glenda! There you go. 10 points. 3, 2, 1. You gotta... They're coming to you, Glenda. There you go. Super. Hype it up. So the other people in the room, while you are bragging, they're owning the space. Because this is the peer group where we're not going to be intimidated by someone else's brags. We're going to be inspired by it. We're going to be inspired, and we want to even put more fire on there. So in the hype it up, the other group members will maybe share something like, whoa, I bet this made you feel unstoppable. What's your secret? How did you do this? Or something like, whoa, this is so impressive. I'm sure you inspired everyone around you. What's the best part about that? So what they're going to help you is feel the emotions even more and maybe help you see details that you forgot about. Because again, you remember this one? Survival. We don't want to remember all the details, but the magical feelings are in the details. So we want to help our group by remembering those beautiful moments, by asking questions like that. And then, how many steps were there? Show with your fingers. 3, exactly. So step number 3 is rediscover the magic. Based on the questions that you got from your peers, you're going to write down, what are all the beautiful moments that I kind of forgot about this experience that I really want to ingrain in my soul? Because it means a lot to me. And we're going to stack it. Now, I already shared that you will be in a group, right? Of 3 or 4 people. In total, you will get 20 minutes. Now, how many minutes do you have per person? Where are my mathematical wonders? I see Tanya doing 5, We're at 5, approximately 7, depending on how many people in the group we are. Again, you're also smart. 3.66, I love it. Now, who is responsible to make sure that everybody in your group feels satisfied about sharing and listening, and that when we come back to the main room, everybody feels they had their moment? Who is responsible? You can point at that person now. I see a lot of people. There you go, Ray. There you go, Jennifer. You are. Every individual, right? The person with the long hair. Angela, if you're in the room, the person with the longest hair is going to be responsible, okay? So what you're about to do, we're in a moment, you're going to magically go into your breakout room. You will see 3 or 4 people in total. Every single person, one by one, is going to share, number 1, what their 3 pictures are, and they're going to own their brag time for a moment. Step number 2, the other people in the group are going to ask questions about how magical it was. Who got affected by those magical moments? How did you do it? They're going to share and hype it up. Then step number 3, you're going to write down details, magical moment details that you forgot because your brain deleted them. Store them or generalized. We want to remember it. We want to feel it. And then we go to the next person, and within 20 minutes, everybody had their moment. Can I get a big head nod if that's 100% clear? Super. If there's one person in the breakout room who doesn't understand it, you're going to be the leader and you're going to explain it to them. We're not going to talk about it too much. We're going to just dive in because you have 20 minutes to get this feeling going. Then we will come back and go to stage number 2. Cool? All right. Then we will get you into magical breakout rooms and we'll see you back in 20 minutes. Have a lot of fun. And everybody who's still in the room, just know that at the bottom of your screen you see join room. You can join the room. If you're not able to join the breakout room because you're doing whatsoever, then know that you're extremely appreciated, that you decided to join anyways. That you're the one who knows that even though it's not a perfect occasion, I'm still showing up. That's just incredible. So know you're in the right place at the right time. If you are able to join the breakout room, then see that the button is down below your screen and you can click on join, so the people in your room are able to listen to your amazing brag times as well. everybody who just joined, welcome. Down below your screen, there's an opportunity to join Breakup. Thomas, we see you. All on the back seat are reorganizing, so everybody has people in their own breakup. Thank you for coming back and noticing, though. Again, down below on your screen, you will see a button that says Join Breakup Room. Join the team and brag about your stuff. If you're not able to join a room, then know that we appreciate that you're here. That you're doing whatever you can to absorb all the knowledge, all the transformation you can get right before. Welcome back, amazing human beings. Everybody's slowly coming back. Before we're gonna do the whole share in like 30 minutes, can I see on a scale of 1 to 10, how freaking amazing was your group, your breakout group? Put it in the chat. We'll do some plenary in 15 seconds when everybody's back. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, Nanette. Oh, this creates some curiosity. All right. Welcome back, everybody. With an enthusiastic wave. Who got some incredible impact makers in their room and were inspired by their brags? Please do it really enthusiastically, okay? We want to see the whole screen moving, because the fun part is sometimes when you share, you feel too much, right? Who is ready to hear your story? Why is what you have to share valuable to others? But then when you see other people in your room waving, you're like, oh my God, maybe that was about me. Maybe you are way more inspiring than you give yourself credit for sometimes. And maybe it's not just the story you tell or the brag you share in this case. But what if it's also you? You being you. And you sharing from the heart. And you coming from a place of abundance and love, which is what you're doing. And it's not the easiest task, because you have to brag about yourself. Now, for some people, it's really easy. And for some people, this might be a challenge. What I want to do before we dive into phase 2, I want to hear from one of you. I want to hear from you, one of you. What was the experience for you, and what did you realize that you forgot about? Something mysterious, something magical that happened in 2024 that when you started today, you did not remember, but when you went through the exercise, when you were sharing, when other people were hyping you up, you're like, oh my God. You can put your hand in a virtual one so I see it, so it pops up. I will always pick it intuitively, so never feel you're too late. For everybody who is just raising their hand, I'm like, behind on my expectations, you're never behind on this line. Just put yourself out there. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself an opportunity. And I'm actually making this long on purpose. So if you feel doubting that your story is worth sharing, then I'm making it really long to give you the opportunity. Okay? I'll make a promise. I don't do that always, but right now I will just only pick people who raise their hand. But sometimes I just love to shine a light on someone who might not have done it for themselves. But look here, we take a little 30 seconds extra more time. Look how many more people are sharing. What if every time you have the opportunity to share, not just in a Zoom room, but also, when someone asks, what do you do? You're owning yourself because you're ready, because you're the impact maker no matter what. Look here. I have a whole screen of impact makers right here. I have to scroll now. We're on a blast. This is what I'm talking about. This is the energy that we want to have to build the foundation of 2025. I saw someone in the chat. Let me see if I see the name. Otherwise, we'll go to someone. No, I don't see the name. All right. So something that you forgot about, but you remembered and you would love to share. I saw Wolfgang, you were sharing before you raised your hand, so I would love to bring you on the stage. Randall, first row, Wolfgang.
Thank
Wolfgang,
you.
what did you forget of a magical moment in
Sorry.
2024?
Oh my gosh. I started a community where I was working. It's a community for business owners who's struggle, like in total trouble, filing bankruptcy, and they want to like get back on their feet. And so I gave my all to give like all the energy, positivity, and I wanted to be there to re-spark them. And so I did a lot, and I put a lot of energy there into that. And And what I forgot was, because what I saw out of this program, it turned into a community. And the community is thriving. I saw this now on Christmas. They're writing message to each other. So the first thing what I forgot was, um, yes, I'm great in starting a fire, but I don't need to nurture the group because the group takes care of itself. I made myself way too important. It wasn't about me. And what I also didn't realize, and in our group, she said it so nice. I thought I fed, I thought I need to feed all these people. But actually, after a year, I saw I trained them how to feed themselves. And I forgot about that.
Wow. Wow. And how does it make you feel, Wolfgang? Not only to just share this and brag about the amazing community that you made, and can we just first of all, give a whole round of applause by being consistent for a whole year, you know? That's what this group is about, not waiting for the one breakthrough after a day. You've built it consistently over a year. Bragging about that, like, I can totally understand, but then also someone in your group reflecting from their lens of the world, asking maybe a good question or hyping you up, realizing that it might be even bigger than you might have thought in the beginning. How does it make you feel?
It has a two-folded feeling. But there's a totally valuable,
Mm,
but there's also a little bit of shame that
mm,
comes up. So
mm.
it's not so loud, but we put them up here. It is like it starts fighting. It starts like, yeah, who are you here to speak here? So there's like both, and but I think like after a year, I proved it wrong. Proved it wrong. So you know what? I can brag. Stand here and brag.
Yes, and you're not just bragging in a small room, you're bragging in front of 111 people, Wolfgang. So if you ever feel that your story is not worth sharing or you're not ready, you just proved you are. Give it up for Wolfgang,
Oh,
everybody.
thank
Come
you,
on now.
thank you, Laurie.
So beautiful, so beautiful. And if you want to share like an amazing brag of yourself or an insight or something you had, you can put it in the chat because we also have so many more phases to go through, even though I would love to hear all of your individual stories because you are so amazing. You're so amazing. And sometimes we forget about this, or sometimes we downgrade this. Sometimes we start to brag with, you know, my goal was actually this, but I did this, and it's actually also good. You did amazing. You're not behind on anything. You're creating a future. And that's why we're here today to make 2025 more bold, more impactful, more big. We're never behind. We're crafting a vision. We're becoming the person. And that is in the end, secret, lean in. That is in the end what it's all about. Becoming the person. So everything that comes your way, every obstacle you overcome, all the things you go through, it's because you become someone. And that's what this truly is about this time together. And before we're going to phase number 2, talking about what's the dream, I first want to have some grace for this one, because it's not like stopping us from our dreams, it's helping us to protect. And those monkey thoughts often go in chunks. Like they're often the same thoughts. So before we diving into what the dream is going to be that we're going to build up on all the amazing things that already had happened, what are the thoughts that pop into your mind most often that are currently holding you back from stepping into the person you truly know you are? What are the thoughts that pop up in your mind most often that are currently holding you back from the person you know you really are? From the next level experience that you know that you're going to own even more in 2025, what could possibly hold you back? What are the thoughts that pop up? I'm not good enough. I'm too busy. Overwhelm. Some fear. I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. fear of success. I think it's Tony Robbins who has this exercise. It says, who's afraid of failure? And then 50% of the room raises their hand. Who's afraid of success? The other room. Some are double. Like those people, the double ones, they're like screwed. You'll never do it right, right? It's again the story about the expectation. What do we got? I need a nap. It's taking too long. I'm too old. And it's too late. Christina, let's marinate. Sometimes I think too young. Let's both let it go. Who am I to do this? Does anyone know this? What do I have to offer? Who am I? This is not valuable. I'm unlucky. Nothing works for me. I first of all want to appreciate you all for your honesty. You know, we truly build a vision based on truth. And the truth of our vision is important. The truth of what's holding us back is as important. And we're going to bust those beliefs together, or at least lower the volume. I'm stuck. I have to figure it all out before I do one thing. My past wrongs will prevent me. I'm not a healer enough. I'll never make money doing this. Overwhelm. If I would chunk these, then I see a lot of them that are connected to time. Who here has ever thought, I don't have enough time to do my dreams? I'm just too busy. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. I don't know if I have enough time, like not just in the day, but in my life. I don't know if I have enough time to really become the person that I think I need to be in order for me to move forward, to actually go out there, impact lives and earn money with this, with an enthusiastic wave. Whoever feels that, and look around the room, you're so alone in this. Oh no, it's kind of something else. And this is going to be the fun part, because I want to have some leverage to really build this epic vision. Whoever, either in sales calls, either in communication with your ideal audience, or in your mind having conversations with your ideal audience, whoever had, I don't have enough time for your program, come up as an objection with a raise of hands. Whoever had, I don't have enough time, be a reason for other people not to work with you. How fascinating. Could it be possible, I just want to put this out there, could it be possible that if we take care of that belief and we create a new reality for ourselves, that with that new experience, we could also help others to go through that objection better? Yes or yes, put it in the chat. Yes or yes. Come on now, who's going to deserve those 10 points? Mary Leo, there they come. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Nice receiving. Yes, 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 yes. So before we're even going to talk about that epic dream and that vision of 2025, I would love to talk a little bit about time and how we can all build a relationship with time that's actually helping our vision to become reality. Does it sound exciting? If it is, then lean in with your ear, because I'm going to tell a story. It's not a story of myself. It's a story from a book that I wrote that I think is so profound that I want to read it for you. And in this book, they're explaining 2 types of stories. Or 2 types of times. I'll first explain it, and then we're going to listen to a story. The first type of time that this book describes, you might want to write this down, is Newtonian time. The big leap, Christina. There you go. The first type of time, and you might want to put it in the chat to help your peers, is Newtonian time. Newtonian time. In Newtonian time, there you go, Melinda. Newtonian time, we're in this linear phase where we're either having too little time, what we just said, or, and I want to see some hands, where you sometimes feel I have too much time. I'm bored. I don't know what to do. Some people are like, yeah, sometimes some, right? You have too much or too little. Conclusion, it's not good. We don't have enough or we have too much. It's a linear phase where you're dependent and you're looking at time as something external. There you go, Helen. Then there's a second way. This book, How Described, we can look at time. It's what we call Einstein time. Einstein time. Now, what is Einstein time, you might ask yourself? Well, it's a very good question. When we're living in this reality, which we can choose to be in, we can just choose to adapt this, is that time is not something that's outside of us, that we have or we don't. Can we agree, first of all, that everybody has the same amount of time? That Dean has the same amount of time as we have? That Tony Robbins has the same amount of time as we have? That's maybe the most equal currency in the world because we all have the same? And what if time is relative? What if time is not something we have? What if time is who we are? What if, this sounds maybe drastic, but let's adopt the thought for a minute. If afterwards you're like, this is nuts, I don't want this, you're totally free, you're totally in control. But I would love to invite you to just wander off with me. What if we are the source of time and that there's always enough of it? What if too little is something we have, too much is something we have, but what if we are time? What if we're the source of time, we're eternal, we have time, we are time? How would it change our narrative? I'm going to read the story from this book. And what I want you to think of is, how do I see time in my life right now? How many times am I using time as an excuse? And what if, or what would change if I would just adapt the belief that I always have the perfect amount of time? I'm going to read the story, and I want you to think of these questions. Cool? Can I get a thumbs up? It's completely clear? Great. Oh, there we go. All right. It's about 9 a.m. and I was sitting at my desk working on an article I needed to finish that day. And the phone rang. It was my 19-year-old daughter, Sarah, calling from a phone booth. She said she was on her way home from college, a 6-hour drive, and she told me she needed to talk to me about something super important. Something so important that it needed to be in person. And my belly clenched into a tight fist when I heard it. And I begged her to give me a hint. What was it about? But she hung up, even without saying goodbye. The conversation was so unlike our usual way of communicating that I was dumbfounded. I actually stood there, staring at the phone in my hand, for a long time before I actually remembered to hang it up. And then I entered a time tunnel for the next 6 hours. And I must have looked at the clock 1,000 times. Who's ever been there? Looking at the clock forever. Oh my God, I reached out with an email. They didn't respond to me yet. They must not like me. My offer must not have been too clear. Maybe they were just busy. But you're in this tunnel, right? You're in a tunnel. You're in a tunnel, just as this guy. I would try to concentrate on my article, but my mind would wander back to the conversation. I mean, Sarah has always been the responsible one. So my mind was jumping through hoops, trying to imagine what was going on. Have you ever been there? Creating all these realities that you create in your mind's eye. Was she pregnant? Has she got some dread diseases? And finally, Sarah walked in and I said, where have you been, Sarah? And she said, well, I was hungry. I stopped for lunch in a restaurant. And he was like, what? The idea of eating during the past 7 hours had been unthinkable to me. What had brought her home? Just tell me the thing. And she told me that halfway through her school year, the full force of grief about her mother's death had been descended upon her. And she wanted to postpone school until the following year, get a temporary job, maybe do some traveling that summer. She was deeply worried that I would feel disappointed and disapproval. She wanted to be able to see my face when she talked to me about the issue. 10 minutes later, we were laughing and crying together, best friends again. Now, the most craziest thing ever comes, okay? 6 hours. He was pondering. He was not able to be productive, but he had this article to write. What is your next big leap? And indeed, thank you for putting it. It's The Big Leap. You can make a screenshot if you want. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. I highly recommend reading it. Have you ever been there, right? You have so much to do. Now, this is in Newtonian or in Einstein time, what happened to this man. This is the real magic. When he sat back down to work on his article, his fingers flew over the keyboard, and he finished his project in less than an hour. He thought it would take all day to write it, but instead, it took a fraction of the time. Now I'm asking you, where's the thought of not having enough time holding you back? And is it really true? Can you come up with an example of your own life where you had a lot to do and then life happened? All these external circumstances created amazing challenges for you. And then somehow you managed it anyways. Is there a moment in your life that you can recall upon? If so, you can nod yes. And sometimes you have to, oh, I see a lot of yeses right away. Sometimes, again, the brain distorts, generalizes, like, no, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. If we say it long enough, we'll start to believe it, and we're going to find arguments why it's true. But what if we change that language, we change that story? We put that story away. It's not going to be in our before movie nor our after movie of 2025. And when we know we are time, we always have enough. Time is on our side. Beautiful, Kathleen. What amazing things can we come up with that's going to help us? Time is on our side. What else? Put it in the chat. There is enough time for everything I want and need. Time serves me. Oh my God, this is amazing. What else? I am time. Time is my friend. It is the perfect time. Beautiful one, Christina. What else? Come up with this, you know? People are taking notes upon what you put in the chat. Time stops when I want it to. Time is on my side. We have time. The time is now. Trust the timing of your life. I have enough time. Time is now. I have plenty of time. Time is no better time than now. I love the time I have. Time is a gift. Wow. Do we start to feel a different emotion on these language patterns? And do we start to see that when we overcome that thought or we change the narrative, that we can help other people to do it too as well? We can bring people where we once were, where we went already. So when you expand the way you look at time, can we see that this is not just creating an after movie, a before movie, but this is just you increasing the level of influence, impact, and income that you have in 2025 already? Do we see that this is not just a goal-setting situation, but this is truly a transformative experience where you will feel different? That's what we're here for, you all. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I will collaborate with time. So incredible, so incredible. And what I want you to think of now, we're going to do some head work again. And I will actually share the slides because I know that some people, they're very visual learners. So I want you to know that you are supported.
It's in there.
Oh, beautiful. Perfect. So we're going to take 5 minutes to think of these questions. All right? What would I create if I truly believed that I had all the time in the world? That if Saul would say it, the time is on your side. What would you create? What would you do if you truly believe that everything is possible? And what are then, and we're going to do the number of 3 again, which by the way is the way the brain loves to connect information. We want you to remember this. What are the 3 stories? If we're talking about storytelling, about influence, about memories, what are 3 stories that would be amazing, they would become reality? The first question, Raymond, was what would you create if you believed that you had all the time of the world? What would you create? What would you do if you truly believed that everything is possible? Everything. What 3 stories do you want to live? What 3 experiences do you want to have? And make it as detailed as you can. Share with us what we are going to see in that specific place. Share with us what we're going to hear. Share with us how that would make you feel. What are those 3 things? We're going to take 5 minutes again. This is not the moment where you're going to make it overcomplicated. This is the way where you're going to download everything that just comes to mind in this state. Just listening and feeling and remembering all the epic, amazing things that already happened in 2024. Now, knowing that time is on your side, that everything is possible, what are the 3 things that you want to live? And Marisa, it can be anything, right? Because the fun part, thank you for putting it out there, because when you have a question, more people will have it. Business is a metaphor of life, isn't it? When we're more fit in our body, will we create more impact? Yes or yes? When we have better relationships with ourselves, with our spouse, with our family, with strangers, will our impact or income increase? You can share countless stories of random clients that just casually were in the same line in the supermarket. So those 3 stories, picture them vividly. What are those 3 stories that you're gonna live? It can be a relationship, it can be an accomplishment, it can be a business outcome, it can be amount of people you help, it can be a stage you go on, the stage of life. Where are you gonna own yourself in the next way? And the same thing as last time, we're gonna put on some music, I'm gonna talk. If you are distracted by it, you can just lower the volume, that's totally fine. And this is truly for 2025. So what are the 3 stories, Lisa, of 2025? That when you look back upon it, like let's just say we're creating a before movie, that you would put in there. What scenes do you want to play? What things you want to see? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to find the love of your life? Do you want to create a podcast and launch it? Do you want to say yes to the social media challenge and just go live every day because you just decide that you are good enough? Because apparently this Lori woman, whoever she is, she believes in you. Like a lot. Randall too. Just borrow our belief. Are you gonna write the first page of your book? Or you're gonna stop letting the narrative of, I don't understand tech, it's just so challenging to me. Leave in 2024, you're gonna own the you tag expert. Is it gonna be a story about a new belief about time? Maybe it's a new question you ask yourself. Question that I ask myself every single day. Every single day. Lori, how can I make this more easy and more fun? Those are kind of the roadways to geniusness, expression, authenticity. What if it's fun? What if it's supposed to be? What 3 stories are you writing for yourself? Who will be in there? Who will be in the story? Maybe it's someone you just met in a breakout room, you know? Maybe one is around a relationship, maybe one is about health, maybe one is about business. Maybe they're all combined. Maybe it's you showing up on video on social media. Because you're ready to be seen. You know that you're good enough. You've always been. You will always get better too. That's the fun part about life. We'll always grow. Dino said it, right? Like, we're not climbing, we're sliding. So we're always climbing. But everywhere on the ladder is right. And Emma Sophie, you're like, you know what, girl, I've got so many dreams. I'm gonna write way more. Go for it. Go crazy. Let your mind explore. Yeah, what are the people you want to meet in 2025? Who's going to be your peer group? We'll be in it. What travels or trips are you going to make? What experience are you going to have? Most importantly, how is this going to make you feel? And dare to just be a little wild, you know? You've got all the time and everything is possible. You're like the superhero version of yourself. One that if you look at it right now, you look at that person, you're like, what? I would love to be his or her friend. So cool. Or how I would say it, epically amazing. Oh, is that me? No, you would not even believe it with your thoughts right now. But we're not that version, we're the wild ones. We're the crazy ones. Remember, that's a good thing. We have 40 seconds left. I know it's 5 minutes, but this is perfect because you have perfect amount of time. You're just downloading the thoughts. You know that this workshop is perfectly designed. Every step has been building on each other. You're perfectly on time. You're not behind at all. You quote unquote just have won. It's going to be a massive one. Write it down. What comes to mind? What story are you going to live? You have 10 more seconds. Last 3 words are going to be the most magical. Write them down. Don't think about it. Write it down. Beautiful. Beautiful. And just like Grace, you can put it in the chat. What are those 3 stories? Want to see the chat blowing up. Want to see all of your craziest dreams. So when you are in a breakout room in a minute, which I'm going to explain, me and Randall can read through them and be like, oh my God, we know where they're heading. We're heading there too. Oh my God, we're one big epic team. We're going to help each other. So share your dreams. You might actually find out that when you share them a little later, there's people who can help you get there faster. Put that for later. Put them in the chat. What are your dreams? When you look back in 2025, you're like, I'm Dr. Trevor and I did all of this. I launched my lifestyle medicine blueprint, my course, my podcast. Tanya traveled to Egypt and other places in the world. Wolfgang, he just did not have a profound insight. He's also got a tour in Germany. Wow. Put it in the chat. What are the dreams, you all? Launch my course. You know why, Jennifer? Because you're epically amazing and you're ready. And you're always growing. And you're totally ready. And we're all here to support you. Sean, be your authentic self. What a goal. What a story. Make my coaching income, run a mastermind, put my own kayak in the water, take my daughter on vacation. There we're talking about. Put it in the chat, you all. What are the dreams? If you read them, if you write them down, I'll tell you, magic, it just freaking works. So what we are going to do is we're not just writing it down, we're speaking it into existence. In a minute, we're going to make breakout rooms. There will be breakout rooms again of 3 to 4 people. These people will be different. Okay, you might see someone you already saw before, but in case not, you have a new energy, new mix. You're gonna meet some fun, cool people who already met some people they've never met before with a wave of, yeah, there you go. How cool is that, right? All around the world, South Africa, Finland, wherever. You're gonna meet some new friends. So 3 to 4 people again, and what you're going to share is 3 steps again. How many steps? Say it out loud. 3 again. Oh my God. It's like a pattern. The first thing that one person in the group is going to do is they're going to vision share. Okay? They're going to vision share. They're going to share your epic, amazing dream plan, your 3 stories or more or less. Your stories, your through line, your vision. You're going to create it with a group. But you're not doing this in a normal way. And I think I saw someone already do it. Let me scroll back here. Let's use Ken for a moment. He said, in 2025, I will get my YouTube channel back up to speed with where my TikTok has been. Right, Ken? When you're sharing this amazing vision, we're going to all support you with that. I would love for you to do it in a way, well, I did get my YouTube channel back up. And now my YouTube channel is exactly where my TikTok was already. And now I did. So you're sharing this like it's already done. Like you're sharing your vision, your mission, your 3 amazing, impactful stories, like it already is accomplished. Can I get 2 thumbs up? It's completely clear what I mean with that, right? So you're going to share it with this energy. You're going to share your storylines, and you're going to share it like it's already been done. Now, step number 2, here we go. We see some similarities from next round, is you're going to tell your group member why it's so obvious that that's going to be true. So let's just say that Ken is sharing this in a group that I'm part of. I'm like, Ken, I mean, I just know you now for like 30 seconds, but I totally know that you're going to do this because, and I'm just going to throw compliments at him, right? So we want to be sincere with this, but we can also just exaggerate from an authentic place. So what I mean with that is, because I literally see Ken here on my screen, I'm like, Ken, like when I was sharing this, look at the smile you got. I totally know this is possible because when you shared it, you were smiling so bright, dude, like this must be true for you. And I love this because I can already imagine what the consequences would be, because I know that what you're doing is you're helping people with from anxiety and depression and self-doubt into self-worth. Man, the world needs this so badly, and I see your passion. I know this is gonna work. You know what? I'm in this breakout room group now. Is it okay if I'm checking on with you in 3 weeks? Because I want to support you and I want you to know that you're not alone. Look at the smile of Ken, by the way. If you all see him on the screen, he's smiling. And then, Ken, this is going to be your step. Step number 3, write down the magic, okay? Because it's really important when we share it. You know, sometimes you share it out loud and you hear yourself something saying, you're like, whoa, I did not write this down, but this is really cool. I was so in a vibe. So write those vibes down, write those thoughts down. And then when other people are hyping you up, maybe they say certain things, you're like, oh, that's a good idea. Or because they're sharing, you come up with new thoughts and you're adding that to that dream. 2 thumbs up if it completely made sense. So we have 20 minutes again. Who's responsible for the time? Point at the person, please. There you go. Joanne, I saw you. You were like, it's going to be me. Right? So you're responsible for yourself. The goal, the outcome that we're looking for, okay? It's not 3 perfect goals. Because even though that this woman says it isn't easy being perfect, I don't believe in perfection. I believe in authenticity and vulnerability and imperfection. So it's all about the process. It's the process of growth, the process of exploring. So the goal of this is that you're going to speak it out loud and you're going to feel some excitement from your own vision. That's the goal. Cool? Then you're going to find yourself in breakout rooms in 3, 2, 1. We'll see you back in 20 minutes. Kapsh. Everybody, down below your screen, you will see a pop-up that says join room. That's where you want to click. Okay, so when you click there, you go to your breakout room, see some amazing other people. Make sure that if you're not part of a group or whatsoever, you get back in there. If you're listening in and you're not able to join the breakout room, just know that we so appreciate you joining anyways. This is the community where every step is celebrated. Again, down below you see a button that says join. Might be a red 1. Click on it. That way you will go into your group.
like a startling sign that fate had finally found me. And your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes. Give me reason to fill this hole and light the space between.
Welcome back. Welcome back, trailblazers, impact makers. Oh, there we go. Super duper with an enthusiastic wave who had an incredible time in the breakout room. Oh, so many of you. So good. What I would love to do is the same oh, super duper. I love this, Christina. And Jane, I hope I say it right, is already ready. She's anticipating, which by the way is beautiful, beautiful behavior to have. Sometimes, you don't have to wait for a speaking opportunity, for an impact opportunity. You create them. So let's just imagine that in, let's say, 30 seconds, I would ask someone to share. Then let's all anticipate already on the behavior that you have, because you are an impact maker, you're always ready, and you know that just by being you're already an inspiration. So yes, I will actually ask, who would love to share? But then this time I'm going to change the question a little bit. I'm not asking who would love to share their vision, who would love to share their goal. That's not what I'm going to ask. What I'm going to ask is, when you were listening to someone in your breakout room, who just, oh, Jay's really excited. who really like inspired you? Like when they were talking about their vision, you were like, your heart just splashed open and you were so inspired and you got so excited for that other person because you just saw the light in their eyes and you saw them completely going on. As you see now, I'm making this question very long because I want every single one of you, and I see you, Sheen, I see you get my point. I see you know what I'm doing. I want everybody to know that you are someone who raises their hand. So when I ask the question, who would love to share about some of your peers who so inspired you, you might have a beautiful treasury gift that you're about to give one of the people here that is not even aware that they inspired you. But because you are willing to raise your hand and share it with this whole group, it's not just you who's growing and training what I call the speaking muscle, that you know that you got it, that you know that you can improvise, that your brain knows that you can come up with something that's valuable for other people. But you also might give someone else an incredible gift that they know that they matter no matter what. That when they share in their vulnerable truth, that it's appreciated, it not just appreciated, it's acknowledged and like they want to make more of that. So I see a lot of excitement. I acknowledge everybody who's raising their hand. So I would love to pick someone. Who is it going to be? It's not going to be someone without a hand, I promise. Sometimes I do it. No, not today. I see your call. I won't pick you. Only people with their hand raised. I would love to hear from Julie. I hope I say it right. Maybe it's Julie. I think it's Julie. Second row, Randall. There we are. Julie.
If you can say Julie, is totally fine too.
But I will
That's
call you. I
fine.
would love to be called. So Julie, who in your group inspired you and why?
Well, I think his last name is Yang. Ken inspired me because he was sharing his future with peace and confidence and a smile. And he really sounded like a business owner. His business didn't own him. He was talking about flexibility, not only in money, but in time and also in location. His example was doing his business, coaching and serving people from a boat 50 kilometers or 50, I don't know, a long way offshore. And that's amazing because it shows us that we don't only have to like push ourselves to help people and then come out like empty with an empty tank, but actually filling our tank and overflowing as we serve people.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I love that you share the feeling that it got to you, but also a specificity, right? Because when we're talking about growth and I want to have more impact, I want to have more income, and I want to inspire more, then we can see them as, let's say, pictures on our wall and we can look at them. But when we can immerse ourselves in it, when we are the character in the play, when we are part of a, let's say, a before movie, we can start to see details, right? So what I love that you share as well is like he want to do it from a boat. Now we start to see a picture. And I'm curious, Julie, is when your peers share that, did you also have an insight for yourself that changed your vision? Like something specific that you might add or change? What was that?
Absolutely. I used to focus on just getting my product out there, just getting it enough inside the door, just getting like one step there. And sometimes it's good for the short term to think of what you can accomplish in a week. But when you're thinking about the whole year, you want to actually think of how you're going to feel between the sessions that you're serving, not just in the 1 hour, 1 day with the client, but how are you going to feel like again overflowing and not depleted in the days between your work.
That's so beautiful. And when you feel like not depleted but abundant, and you feel like you just express it with your hands as well, like when you feel like this, what does that do to the people around you, Julie?
It inspires them to do the same. It attracts more people to me, and it gives them permission
Beautiful.
to live their abundance.
And if you would think of like one specific individual, it could be a family member, it could be a potential client, a new client, a current client. If there's like one person, who would that be, and how would their specific life change for the better when you really step into that?
Well, when I step into that, people around me will also stop looking at their work as just getting by financially from month to month, but actually see that they can choose work that nourishes them, that inspires them, that doesn't just pay the bills, but they love doing it, that they can be proud to associate themselves with that work.
Yeah. And you can name it out loud. You can also just imagine it in your mind's eye, what feels more like comfortable to you. Is there like a person, like a specific person, like with a name, like that comes to mind? Like, because sometimes, again, we can talk in people, and what if, like, who are the characters in your movie? Like, who would that specific person be? Do you have a person in mind, like, that you know?
I'm thinking about a few of my friends,
Yeah.
but I don't want to name them, and I don't want to
No, you don't have to.
conclude for them that their life is limited. But I'm thinking about how I used to complain about my work, and they used to complain about their work, and we would bond over that. Because I came from work, I worked at restaurants as a cook and as a baker, and it's usually low level work. I got into it because of passion, but many people get into it because it's very easy to get into that field. So I want people to actually do what they love to do and find a way to make an income around their passion, around their love.
That's
And it's so
beautiful.
awesome that NBA and NBS and Mastermind are such huge communities that we get exposed to a lot of different things we didn't think about before. We're just not exposed to, and like you can help people and serve them in so many different ways.
That's beautiful. Let's give Julia a big round of applause, buddy. That was so good. And thank you for winging with me, right? Because I was asking some questions that you were not prepared for, and you just totally owned it. So wherever I go, if the exercise is a little different, I totally got it. So you got that too, in front of 102 people. I mean, that must be like a whoop, 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 The reason why I ask this, and this is not just to Julie, but this is to everybody here, right? When we're thinking about our dream, what we did today already is we looked at what is already epically amazing. Like when we're looking back, like what have you already done? Like you are already so far ahead. You're not behind, you're ahead. You're ahead of the game. You're right in the perfect place. And now you're creating a vision, you're sharing the vision with other people, but you're also listening to other people's vision. And maybe when you, and this is what Julie also said, you get exposed to another way of thinking. You get exposed to other people's dreams. You're like, oh my God. Well, what if that would be possible? And that's a powerful question. What if that would be possible? What if I just add that a little bit to mine? Working from a boat? I was not exposed to that. That thought was never crossing my mind. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool, right? And what people in your surroundings are going to be affected by you being that version of you. Because maybe when we started Break Time, you thought, my story is not that important. I just want to hear from other people. And maybe when you have your big dream, you're like, yeah, but all the people around me, I want to help them facilitate, have their dream. But what if you are that person? And how would all the other people around you be inspired just by you doing you? I know, Angela. She's like, I know. Right? And this is where I would love to go in phase number 3. Phase number 3. And everybody, because I would love to listen, honestly, I would love to sit here till midnight and listen to all your individual stories. If you want to share something, please put it already in the chat. You are appreciated, right? We want you to share. But we also want to make sure that you're going to implement on this vision. So is it okay if we're moving on to step number 3 and we're going to make this real? Okay, beautiful. So phase number 3 is what we call what is the plan. What is the plan? It was Tony Robbins who said, if you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real. Who's excited to make the vision you just shared with your peers, you increased, to make that real? To not just make this a dream, but make this a before movie, because you anticipated what's going to come. You anticipate on the challenges. You anticipate on who you need to be to overcome them and become that person now. So we can create an after movie that's quite similar to the before movie, because you started this year with intention. Who's excited? I get so fired up because I know this works. To start this year with intention and create the life that you want to live. And the first thing that we needed to do is to understand what it is that we want. And that's what you have now. And even though you might feel, my vision is not perfect, I don't know completely, other people's dreams were cooler than mine. This is something that grows, The more conscious you're starting to think about these thoughts, the more cool ideas will come up. And I know for myself, I might have a lot of energy and my brain goes really fast. And I know that for some people, the ideas, they come tomorrow in the shower or in a week. For Ray is fired up too. Love it. Right? And that's totally cool. What we're doing a lot of intentional work here. Right? The way I tell the stories, they're very, very well crafted in a way where your subconscious will come up with answers. Not just now, but also later. So just trust the process. Are you willing to trust the process if you have thoughts like, oh my God, my dream is not perfect? It's okay. It expands. And every time you hear more crazy as dreams from amazing people in your peer group and new breakout rooms, the more your vision will expand as well. Divine downloads in the shower, that's what I'm talking about, Christina. Some people have it during a walk. Exactly, Tessa. So you know you best. So we want to just prime it all as best as possible. And then you trust and you let come what needed to come, it will come to you. So we need to plan it. But then step number 2, and this is a secret. I mean, it's not a secret, I'm telling you now, but this is what I believe is going to be one of the biggest unfair advantages of 2025. I even made a post about this today. And that is your peer group, right? We've probably all heard about it, like the 5 people you hang out with most is who you become. Now, the cool thing, I see you nodding, Suzanne. I see you nodding, Michael. Right? The cool thing is we're in a pretty damn cool peer group over here. Pretty damn cool. Who's excited, by the way, to already plan, once the lessons come available, to plan your trainings for the first week of January, right? We've got some crazy cool things for you planned. And when you plan it, it becomes real, right? We just said that. So what I want to do is I want to just tell a super quick story, and then we're going to dive right into the exercise. The exercise is, I'm going to already share it with you. So when I tell the story, you will already start to think how this is going to happen for you. Is you now know what's epically awesome already. You created 3 more or less stories of things that you want to get accomplished in 2025. So when it will be finished, you look back and you're like, oh my God, this happens. This is pretty damn amazing. Now, what are the things you need to do? Now our brain can come up, now our monkey brain can come up with, oh my God, a lot. I don't have enough time. This Newtonian thing is coming back. I don't have enough time. I'm too old. I'm too young. All the things, all the things. What we want to do is we want to make it simple and fun. Who's willing to make it, at least for the next 40 minutes, simple and fun? I know it might not be part of your wiring yet, but we're gonna train the muscle of ease and fun. Cool, I love it. So what we're going to do is for every single story, one of the 3, or when it was 1 or when it was 5, whatever you did, for every single story, we're going to create an end milestone. And then for every single milestone, we're creating 3, how many? What, again? Oh my God, this must have something. It's a conspiracy. It's always 3, crazy. 3 sub milestones. So 1 big milestone for every single story, and then 3 sub milestones. So just, let's say, how many stories did you create? Put it in fingers in front of the screen. I see a lot of 3s. A lot of people did exactly the 3. Beautiful. Now, how many end milestones are you then going to create? Put it in the screen. The same amount. 100% correct. How many sub milestones are you going to create per big milestone? Oh my God. We've all got A people here. A+ players. 3. Beautiful. 100% correct. Absolutely amazing. And I just want to tell you a quick story around everything is possible to expand your mind even further. Okay, so this is for everybody who wants to expand their dreams. Keep being exposed to new stories, new opportunities, new ways of thinking, so your mind gets active. That's why we tell stories, by the way. It's not to be cool or talk about yourself. So you don't have to think, oh, my story is not worth sharing, because it's not about your story. Your story is the vehicle for someone else to get new ideas and breakthroughs for themselves. You're just a vehicle. And because our brain doesn't like to listen to generalizations, we love specificity. That's why stories work so well. That's why I love to invite you to create your vision also very specific. When we think about a boat, traveling on a boat and working is way better than feel freedom. It's like, what does it mean, right? We want to understand, we want to see it. So I'll just share a quick story so your brain gets revved up and you're able to think of these 3 goals for yourself. So there was a time, it was before COVID, when I personally was not a speaker coach, I was an innovation manager. Okay, so basically there was a company, they wanted a solution, and I was helping them to get there in a human-centered way. And I already asked myself the question that I just shared with you is, how can I make this easy and fun? Because what if to make something impactful, it's not despite ease and fun, but it's because of it? What if this human experience that we're all on actually could be fun and easy? And what if we ask ourselves that question all the time and we start to do what's fun for us and what's easy for us? What I sometimes call, yeah, but that's so obvious. And you start to see that it's not so obvious for other people, that you're already actually living in your genius zone, that you're living in your gift. So sometimes it sounds so simplistic, but what if it's actually super profound? But we don't need to make it hard. We can make it simple, easy, and fun. So I asked myself this question, and in that moment of my life, I thought, you know what would be so cool if I write a song. Now, have I ever wrote a song before? You can guess in the chat, yes or no. Have I ever wrote a song in that moment? Angela thinks yes. A lot of people think yes. Some people doubt. But it was a hell freaking no. Can I sing? According to my brother. My brother, biggest fan. Did my brother think I could sing? Jay is right. No! That was exactly how he would say it. No, Laurie, you cannot sing at all. But I thought it was cool. You know, ever had that you think is cool, but people around you are like, no, 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 don't go there. I certainly did multiple times. Anyways, I thought, how cool would it be if I not just write a song, I make a video clip. I make a video clip of a song I wrote and I used it then as inspiration for the trainings I'm about to do, because these trainings sometimes were a little boring for me, but I thought, how can I make this easy and fun? I'm going to make this into an experience, because I think life should be a fun experience. And then this whole training becomes more fun because they're getting in a nice state, and I can just create a song because that's kind of what I wanted. So I convinced my boss that this was a great idea for work. So this is how I did it. And what I already shared, I had never wrote a song. My brother said I could not sing. I'm not saying I thought the same. My brother thought it was a heck no. And now a question, like I needed to record all of this. Now, can I do this by myself? Yes or no? Do you feel, I mean, we've been meeting each other for 2.5 years now. You know me a bit. Oh, there's a lot of people believe in me. This is the peer group I want. I have a phone. I could have done it, but I wouldn't. Thank you. See, this is what we need. You start to believe in yourself. I didn't feel it that moment. I think I should have met you way before, because I would have been so much further in my life then, but I did not. But what I did do is this exact exercise. You know, maybe unconsciously, I became more conscious about it later. But what's the end goal, right? One of my stories was, I want to make a video clip where I'm creating some sort of something that's super cool that I can then use for trainings. Does it need to be a song? Can it be like a little text? That's okay. But I want to create an experience. So what I start to ask myself is, what are the sub goals that I need to do? And very important, and you know this question, but I want to remind you of it. Who is gonna get me there? Who has been there before and can help me? Who believes in my mission too? Now, a cool thing for all of you, and this is going to be fun because we already talked about money, but who here ever uses, I don't have the money, or we already talked about time. I don't have money as an excuse for moving forward, right? Or, fun fact, if you use it, who hears it in the sales calls? I don't have money to work with you. I just don't have the bandwidth. I don't have it. I had no money in that moment. Like, no money. Like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, I believe everything is possible, so there must be a way. You just need to be resourceful, right? What are the milestones? What are the steps? And I'll keep it short, but I started to write it down. I want to create a video clip. I need to write a text. I need to find people in this video clip. I need to find someone who wants to film it. I need to find a location. And in the end, I was just looking around at the people that I already knew, who thought this could be a fun experience together. Sometimes a leverage or a trade can be exactly what you need. Maybe someone else wants experience as a filmmaker because that's where she wants to go, but she's already really good with photos. So I can be her case and she can film whatever she wants and I will be still happy. And I wanted to have a videographer. And I will just show you quickly because this is exactly in alignment with the goal of today and the believing in possibilities. I will just share with what we created, okay? And then afterwards, I want you to think, what are my 3 stories? What are my outcomes? What are the main milestones? And then what are the 3 sub-steps that I need to create, such as writing the text, finding the team, doing the thing, okay? Here we go. I would love to have 2 thumbs up if you can hear it, okay?
The world around us is constantly changing. No one can predict the future, but everyone can change the present. Not by thinking about solutions, but by taking uncomfortable action to create the future. Take uncomfortable action to reach your full potential.
British athlete Roger Bannister proved this to all of us. He was convinced he could run 1 mile under 4 minutes. Nobody else had done it before, but he believed he could. Experts said that the human body was not capable of such a thing, but he believed he could. Nobody had defeated the magic barrier before, but he believed he could. And on May 6, 1954, he did it. He crushed the 4-minute barrier and put a 3 on the clock. And the crazy thing about this was not even the specific race, but what happened after. Roger proved that a goal like this was possible to achieve. And even in the same year, another athlete broke his record and many more followed. And there was no major technical improvement or innovative solution. It was the willingness to believe the possibility that made it possible. When people want to celebrate a victory, they put their hands in the air and a smile on their face. It's the same response for every single person in the whole world. Even blind people smile and put their hands up while they never seen someone celebrating in real life. And you know what's funny? Knowing this instinctive response to victory, you can trick your body to think positive by putting together these special ingredients. Let's try it out. Stand up. Put your hands in the air like a winner. Put the biggest smile you got. It's impossible to feel negative this way, right? Don't you feel it too?
Progress needs uncomfortable action. Believe that everything is possible. Use your body like a winner. Take uncomfortable action to reach your full potential.
Woohoo! We did it! We did it. What I'm not telling in the before story is that we actually shoot one thing on a naked beach, which we didn't know, so we had to walk to another beach. What I'm also not telling is that the audio didn't work, so we had to go buy some stuff and we were like, oh my god, it takes us forever. What I'm also not telling you is that I burned, so some when you look at it again, you see that some shots were very late in the day and I'm like super red. What I'm also not telling you is I could not remember the full text, so we shot it in every 5 seconds so I could practice that one sentence for like 20 minutes and then shot it completely fast. It does not need to be perfect, but what I'm telling you is when you have a vision and you know this is what is cool to you, when you know that this is where you are meant to go towards, and this is something new, that you will find a way. You will set the goal, you will find a team, you'll make it work. And this is what it's truly about. Because when I now share this video, I see so many things that I would have loved to change. But I also get such a smile on my face remembering the story. And we started today creating a before movie, didn't we? You're storytellers. You're storytellers to people, but you're also storytellers and creators of your own life. Now, what story are you proud of sharing later on? Ones that in this moment felt ridiculously impossible. Right before COVID, we did not have money. I did not know how to do all these things. But then you create something, you're like, you know what? Could have been better, but it's pretty damn cool. And I had some experience along the way and I overcame all the negative self-doubt. Your English is not perfect. It's still not perfect. If you want to find grammar mistakes in these last 2.5 hours, I'm sure you'll find them. but I'm not letting it stop my thoughts of the imperfection or the perfection that the expectations. I'm not far enough. I'm not this enough. You're on the ladder, you're climbing, and you're a blessing to someone else who is waiting for you right now. I see you, Wolfgang. So let's get it. You get 5 minutes time. I know it's short. Create your 3 main outcomes, your 3 big pillars, the 3 things that you're going to make, these 3 storylines that you just created. How are you gonna put them onto paper? How are you gonna specifically describe them? So we potentially, because we and Randall, we all are on your team, we can kind of keep you accountable, you know, because you put them somewhere. And then what are the 3 sub steps? I know that 5 minutes might feel short, but we agreed. You always have enough time. Time is on your side. So just put it out there. What comes in your mind right now? Know that I saw Teresa, she loves to walk. She'll come up with new ideas in her walk tomorrow. Some people have crazy ass dreams. Maybe you're like me, you have like a journal next to you, like, oh my God, I don't know what happened in my dream, but I'm gonna write it down. It was amazing. Write it down. And I appreciate you for saying that, Jennifer, and I hope this is an example for everybody. Oh, it's not about you being perfect. It's not you about waiting to a certain moment to arrive at a certain moment, because then you're worth it. You're worth it now. Let's say that I'm gonna ask you to share your goals in a minute. You're totally ready to share it, you know? I love it. This time when there's so many coaches, best way to stand out is be you. Shine is you. Tell your story. This is the place where you're crafting the most impactful goals. What are the steps to get there? Because this is truth. And you know it. Deep down, you know no. You know no like you know no. Like you know. Right? Michael knows. I see it. He's like, Laura, I know. You know no? I know. You know too. Know that you know no. Exactly, Christina. You know. Your thoughts can maybe get you out of it, but you know. You make a little joke about it, but this is just truth, you know? Inside of you, you just know it's true. And looking back upon the after movie, like, what would you love to see in it? There you go, Liana. That's why we're here. Yes. It's time to use my voice and create a magical story for the future. Yes. And again, if this distracts you, please put the volume down. I know for some people it really helps. For some people it is super distracting. So you're in control always. It's time to use your voice. You got it for a reason, you know? Those magical stories of your life. They're here to be used. They're here to be utilized. More than welcome, Marisa. We're not finished. This is where the pedal hits the metal. So I'm saying, where it gets into effect, where you put it into the calendar. What are the steps? Great job, Teresa. Making it happen while you drive. That's what I'm talking about. What are the sub-steps, you all? What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna find? What are you gonna trust? Because there's people out there who are dying to help you. This filmmaker was so happy I asked her. Didn't pay a penny. It was pretty cool. There was a freaking drone involved. I don't know if you saw it. I thought, oh my God, my life is so magical. And she was grateful. That's the crazy part. Where are you gonna ask for help? Where are you gonna dare to ask for help? 5 seconds. Come on now. Super. I love that, Christina. When you believe that, you're gonna find so much evidence that it's true. And just with a raise of hands, just for this topic a little bit, with a raise of hands, who loves helping people? Make it an enthusiastic wave so we can really see it. Who loves helping people? Oh my God, every single one of you. Who loves? Keep waving enthusiastically if you can congruently believe this. Who loves to ask for help? Oh my God, where are the hands? Let's say 20% is still waving. You egoistic bastards. You love helping people, but you don't want to give other people the joy of asking for it? Ugh, come on now. If you truly love helping people, I think we can. I'm inviting you. I'm not saying it's true. You can decide for yourself that asking for help could actually be a service. I can tell you that I adapted it into my life, and I truly believe, like congruently, when I ask for help, I'm giving someone else a gift. Because A, I actually do what the other person says I should do. When they give me advice or if they give me something, I use it, I generalize it, and I appreciate. I share the results. I'm like, oh my God, because you helped me with this. You know what got this now? I will tell the person who created this video, oh my God, I just shared it in front of a group and everybody got like, oh my God, now I got inspired. You remember that you did that for me 4 years ago? It still has an effect. So now I know that if I ask someone for help, they get so much more than what they give that I can keep doing it. Because I know it's in alignment with who I want to be, because I want to be a person that if I ask for someone, I give so much more. So much more. So asking for help is doing everybody a service. Who's willing to adapt? Who's willing to at least consider the possibility that asking for help could be cool? Who would love to be oh, some people are not so convinced. That's okay. I didn't say completely own it. I said consider it. You know, sometimes a little shift might be enough. And a question might be, how could my before movie of 2020-25 be more easy and more fun if I actually consistently ask for help? Now that's going to be a fun question to think of. And how are the people around me going to benefit from that? Because I know that most of you, like probably 100% of this room, would do more for others than for yourself. But what if that's the goal? What if you're doing it for yourself so you can do it for others? What if you can give more if you are more? And what if you are more when other people are able to help you? What if these 10 points are not so just a fun game, but what if there's a practice of receiving? What if you play full out, you get gifts, even though it's 10 points, and you're like, what are the points about? I don't even know. But I hope you feel it when you get them, because they're pretty cool. They're sent with love, you know? I see Patty gets it. She's like, I want to win next time. Christina, I see you. Super. All right. Now we are in a super interesting time right now. Like literally. We have 45 minutes left. Okay? 15, sorry. We have 15 minutes left, which is more than enough. More than enough. Can we say it all out loud? More than enough. Louder, more than enough. More than enough. Because there's actually only one thing we need to do. There's one thing that can get all in the way. And there's also one antidote. One antidote to make it all real. First, what can get in our way? Let's put it in the chat. What could possibly get away? Oh my God. You're so right. Everything that you put in there is true. And it can be explained through one thingy. The fear. I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. I'm not worth it. Ah, blah, blah, blah. Great, 2.5 hours. I put it in. But, you know, I didn't even really write the goals down, Lori, because part of me didn't even believe it could be possible. Even after your super cool drone video, still have some doubts. If that's you, it's okay. It's okay. We committed on the progress. We committed on the process. I don't think I can do it. That's okay. It's okay. It's human. It's not you. You're not weird. You're not behind. You're human. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder. You're a human. You're not an alien. You're a human with a heart and feelings. That's really cool. Really cool. It makes you you. That makes you beautiful. Sometimes it can hold us back, though. It can hold us back of asking for help, because then these crazy stories come like, oh my God, I'm not worth the help. Or who would love to help? Just me. Like, oh my God, I'm doing it for me. Can I please help you? I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. I get such a good feeling when I help someone. Can you help me get this feeling back? Right? But we can also use this to our advantage. Because the one thing that really is going to accelerate us all is not the conscious belief. It's not a thought. It's not even our goals. But this is a true seed implanted in our soul. I mean this really, really seriously. That we know we already are it. That in our brain, we've already accomplished it. And that we can already feel grateful of having it. That's it. So if I have your full permission, only if I have your full permission, there you go, Angela. We're gonna accelerate this, woman. Is to do a little closed eye visualization to end this off, and to really, really experience this like it already happened. And I'm just gonna talk you through it. And what I would love you to ask you is, because again, you know, everybody learns in a different way. I hope you feel my heart today. And I know that for some people, I might talk a little fast. And I'm conscious about it, and I know I can still go there. Or a little loud. And if those thoughts come up, just know everybody's different. And we can celebrate that, you know? What I would love for you to think of is not to just listen to my voice. Like, just put the voice like it's in two buildings on the left side, but you're still hearing it. Like this fun jazz music from a neighbor that's actually kind of cool. And then what you're going to really visualize in your mind's eye is the 3 through lines you wrote down. And you're not going to see them on a piece of paper. You're going to live it like you're breathing it. You've done it. And what I want you to focus on mostly is your heart. It's Joe Dispenza who said, you know, your thoughts are the electronic field or something, but the heart is what magnetizes it back. So the thoughts are putting it out there. The heart, the gratitude, the love is putting it back in. It's magnetizing it. The magnetic field. There you go, Jay. So what I would love for you to focus on is the heart. The feeling of experiencing it and what it's doing for you and the people around you, whether it's your colleagues, whether it's your best friend, when it's your imaginary friend, whether it's Randall, whoever it is. Just feel what this version of you is going to do to someone else. Impact makers, do I have your permission to do a 5-minute closed eye experience so you can anchor it in, and you will know, not only consciously, but also in your body, that this is who you are, this is who you've always been, this is who you always be. Now, because now is the time. All right, DJ, we'll put on some music. Would all of you to love to make yourself comfortable. If you're able to put your bare feet on the ground, wherever you are, that would be amazing. Put them on the floor. I'll do it with you. We're all here together. Place your hand over your heart. And then slowly close your eyes. And what I would love for you to do is just feel your feet on the ground. Feel your hand over your heart, and then take a really big sip of air through your nose. Your belly become bigger. Take a real big sip. Go out through the mouth. Do that again. In through the nose. Through the mouth. The next time when you inhale, you imagine it as bright light coming through your nose. Inhale again. It's December 30, 2025. You just clicked on a Zoom link. Saw each other again. Same group, but bigger, because you brought some friends. You're seeing yourself in the Zoom screen. You hear me say, question. What was epically awesome about 2025? And you grab your phone, just like you did today, and you scroll through the gallery. Oh, wow. You see the pictures, everything you did, everything you've accomplished. You see all the people